Hi everyone, welcome to your Skills Sparks. In these short learning sessions, we're going to cover some of the softwares of OfferingTree, and our goal is that we can help you master some of these skills as well. You know that there are so many amazing features of OfferingTree, and many of them kind of get lost, and also we're not 100% sure how to use them, especially with some of the new updates or products that are coming out. With these short learning videos, you can make the best of your OfferingTree site, whether you're embedding it or you're using it for yourself as the whole package. And our first topic is actually SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. And the idea is that clients will search for specific key phrases or words when they're looking for a business or event. And we want to know what these are and display them within our site so the search engine that they're using will find our website. And there are really 3 points that I would highly recommend looking at. One of them is location. Usually people will put in something near me or in this city, so something that is close to them or even sometimes area of the city. Now if you are an online person, so you have on-demand libraries, then I would put in on-demand or online or video library, things like that. Now the type of service, so it would be the style of classes or product that you are providing. So for example, reformer Pilates classes, yoga classes, fitness classes, sound baths, meditation, whatever it may be. And the third thing is more of like a pain point, something that you have a solution for with your business or with your services. And it's something that people maybe are more attached to. So for example, beginner friendly or full workout plan, or it could be something unique to you. It could be the style of the class. For example, hot yoga versus no more temperature yoga. So whatever it may be, you want to add that into these short little descriptive areas or descriptions. So the search engine that they're using will pop your site hopefully onto the top. So there are a few parts within OfferingTree that you can do this, and some of it is really noticeable and kind of self-explanatory. For example, when you're editing your homepage or creating a custom page, there is an SEO section where you can add these short descriptions. But the other thing we don't usually know or we're not aware of as much as the navigation or the page title SEO is the alt text for images. So these are any kind of pictures that you're adding up, there is an alt text section, and usually this is used to describe what's happening in the picture. But the good thing is that any kind of search engine actually scans these and finds these. So adding in, for example, woman doing reformer stretches can be a great way to do this, because that might already have some of the words that people are looking for: reformer, woman, or stretches, or anything else that you can think of. And there are lots of ways on your website where you can add a picture and add an alt text, because when you're setting up your custom page or homepage SEO, usually it's 160 characters and that's it for that page. But with your images, you can actually add different options, different keywords, different descriptive words that can work with SEO as well. Now, there's also a business information that you can find in your dashboard under account, and we actually have a business directory so people can find you through there as well. We don't often share this, but it's actually there available for everyone to find any other OfferingTree businesses, and I highly recommend updating these as well and adding in some key information about you and your business. And then the social links, because I think we're aware that we can connect our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anything to our actual website. But it doesn't really cover everything, but if you also link your website to your social media platforms, it will cover a little bit more when it comes to search engines. So they will be able to find you a little bit easier as well. So now we're going to jump into the software itself, and I'm going to show you where you can set this up and how you can set this up too. All right. So I'm going to use this test page. It's not a real page. You might have seen this a lot of times. We just created this to show some of the updates, etc. And so we talked about the homepage and adding this SEO detail. So when you're editing a page, it's going to be on this left-hand side. You're going to be able to add your SEO description. Now, there is a difference between a home page. As you can see, it just says homepage example. And if I hover over here, I think it should show homepage example. Now, this is not really the best way to have something show up on Google, homepage example. It doesn't really make sense for anyone, or even just saying homepage. So I would change it to something else. So this was a real studio. I would probably put in a yoga studio in Minnesota or wherever it would be. And then that way, when people hover over, they already know what this page is for. And you can definitely edit this up here. The difference between a custom page compared to your home page is when you're editing a custom page. Oh, let me just move these screens. Ooh. Sorry, it's just the tab. Okay, so when you click on the little pencil, you see that there's a navigation menu title as well as a page title. So the navigation title is what shows up on your page, what people will see when they click onto your menu bar here. But with your navigation or the SEO title, page title is going to be different. It's going to be the one that when you hover over will show up, and as well as there's a little bit of that part of it already showing. So instead of packages, you could say packages and class passes for yoga classes or anything that has a little bit more information, helping your website be at the top when people are searching for it, because packages doesn't really mean a lot. But when you're adding more into the title, that's going to give more chances for people to find your site because they might be using that specific phrase. And it's the same with the description as well. So you would add here at least or maximum 160 characters. So you have to be smart with your words. There's not a lot of options, but this is why I would highly recommend looking at your pictures. So this is again a custom page where we have lots of different photos. And if you're editing it, you're going into your background image settings or any kind of image settings, there is this alt text option and you can add anything here. I don't know what the character limit here is. I should have tested, but I'd say probably again around 160. And you can, as we said, put in women doing yoga classes or stretches or reformer Pilates, anything. And then if you scroll down and if you use, for example, the service highlight template within each of these cards, again, you can add a different alt text. And this is why it's really useful to actually update these, because if you have lots of pictures on your website or using lots of these templates that allow these pictures, then you can add all this information and people will be able to find everything really quickly. So you won't be kind of lost, because I usually never thought about editing this and adding this information, but already on this page, there's 5, 6, 9, 10 plus options for me to actually use search engine optimization. And I didn't really have to do much, just already have the picture and I can just update the alt text for it. Okay, the next thing is that we talked about was your business settings and showing up in the directory. So it would be under your account and you put in your business name, your phone number, location, and if you have an external website because you're embedding maybe your OfferingTree site to or your system to your other site, you can pop that in here as well. And the directory comes up on actually on offeringtree.com. You can look for it and there is a directory and you can put in the location. You can put in, for example, Milwaukee, or you can put in yoga, or you can put in just parts of the email and that will come up as well. Again, as I mentioned before, we don't actually actively talk about this, that we have this directory, but it's pretty useful. If you're looking for another OfferingTree website, you can find it there as well. And I think the last thing that we mentioned was the SEOs, or sorry, for the socials. So you would do that from the home page, not the custom page. So I am on the homepage here. And then when you scroll down to your header settings, then you can scroll down again. I think it is under, actually, I think it's under the footer settings. Yeah, social media links. So you click here and you have all sorts of type of social media links that you can add. And whichever you add, I would suggest that you cross post your OfferingTree site as well. So if you're adding your Facebook profile link, then maybe on your Facebook profile or page, have your OfferingTree site as well, Instagram, vice versa, YouTube, everything. And this will obviously show up on your website on the footer, or you can also make it on the header as well as a turn on. You can turn that on as an option. And people can navigate off from your site, but hopefully we want clients to come onto our website and actually purchase or sign up to things here rather than them scroll away on a social media platform. Okay, I think I have walked through everything that I had in mind. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we mentioned. But if there are any questions, I'm really happy to answer them now, or if there are any issues regarding SEO, not sure how to use it or why you should use it, also happy to answer that. Should I stop sharing my screen?
That's awesome, Esther. I was tempted to get in the back end of my site. I was just opening it up to start changing things. Does anyone have any questions for Esther? Did everyone know about the change in the alt text on all the images? I didn't know about that.
No.
No, Jessica said she didn't know either.
No, and to be honest, when I was running my own yoga and Pilates studio, I never did anything about the pictures. I just uploaded them and then never really put anything in there. And then later on, I learned that actually this is for search engines really good as well to highlight what you're doing, what people are doing. And I think this is the beauty of it too, because when we have the option for the SEO for the websites and the custom pages, it's really limited. You can put 160 characters onto that site and then nothing else. But then after that, what if there are different things you do or you want to highlight and try different things as well? Then I would highly recommend using the pictures and the alt text to put those keywords in there. Okay, questions. Put in experts.
Tips for
Yes.
what to put in the SEO boxes. Best to have different terms on different pages.
Yeah. So I would definitely play with it. So for example, I always connect it to what the page is. Your homepage is kind of a general information about you. So you would explain what you do, yoga classes or studio, um, anything it would be. And then some of the key pain points or solutions that you're offering, I would put in there. If it's something to do with your, let's say you have a services page, then maybe I would list some of the services. So, for example, group classes, private sessions, meditations, special events, whatever it may be. And again, put in a few of those key phrases like the location or maybe the style, if that's important to you. For example, hot yoga versus normal yoga, or normal room temperature yoga, I guess. And then that way there's a little differentiation and it will still show up. It will still come up with your search engine as well, or search as well. And for example, I showed with the pricing, I would probably add something regarding like this is class passes, packages. Maybe if you have the space, the character space, I would add something like something to entice them to purchase, like intro offer or save on packages or something that is a little bit more positive or maybe a little bit more salesy in a sense that it's not just, okay, this is my pricing page, but there is a little benefit for them from there as well. If you're using, for example, if you have a store feature on your website and you're using either as an online on-demand video library, or maybe you are having your class plans downloadable or whatever you use it for, or even selling things within your store, you can use the description in the each store item. It will somewhat help with the search. It's not SEO specific, but it is definitely helping with it. But what I would do specifically is actually create a custom page instead of using OfferingTree's given online store page, or even update that page. And then there with each image again, you can, or each divider, you can add that little alt text and that will help you with that. And then if you have a custom page again on the left-hand side on your menu, you can add the SEO title. So you could say on-demand yoga videos or Pilates or fitness classes or anything that is what you're trying to sell or target clients to visit. So yes, I would say every page should be a little bit different. It shouldn't be exactly the same. If you have the same thing, it's not the worst thing because at least you have something in your SEO field, but I would just a little bit tweak it to what that page is about. And hopefully that way, that keyword that people are searching online will actually be in that page's description. Hopefully that helps. But I would just always go off those three topics like location, people usually search for that, near me, online, um, library, on demand, things like that. Or it could be that service that you're doing, so specific things, and then that pain point. Just think about how to help. Yeah. Any other questions?
Has anyone ever Googled their business to see where you rank as well? I've not tried that, but I think if you do it in incognito mode, you can.
Funny enough, I just did that before this Thank you, Jill. So I actually did this before this session. I just put in my own business. It's called Unbothered Wellness because yesterday I updated my SEO. Now, just so you know, this is actually a really good reminder, Sinead, that when you are playing with this description, it doesn't actually update right away on Google. So I think the SEO page title it will translate quickly. It will just show up. So for example, instead of saying homepage, if you say yoga studio in Auckland, New Zealand, then it will show up on the tab. But the description, the 160 character, that might take a while. Not sure how long, it's up to Google, but basically, it might not be instant. It might be a couple hours, it might be a couple days, but it will be updated because obviously they are kind of indexing and translating it to their search engines as well, what's happening on your site over as well. But it will show up eventually. And it's kind of scary and interesting to search for it because I search for mine and I used to have a physical yoga and Pilates studio, and there are still a few things that come up like private yoga classes, and I don't teach them anymore. So I'm like, oh, I need to I need to kind of undo my good work with the SEO because I don't need that to be shown up anymore. No one should do yoga with me anymore. I mean, they can, but I'm not actively doing that. So it's actually interesting to see yourself and your own website on Google and where it shows up. I used to do this when I had my physical studio. I really wanted to be the top in the region that I was. So I would put in yoga near me. And then that way I try to see. And there was one time when I was always on the top, and then there's one time there was a new place that opened not too far from me, and they were on top. So then I went in and I tried to add as many details and everything. And I think a couple days later, I was again back in the top. So it was like, yes, I did it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Google is having a Google My Business profile can be pretty helpful for SEO as well. And we did do I'm going to share a blog post of a webinar that we did with Connie Holan a while back about SEO as well, that really does dive into that Google My Business element of it. OfferingTree ourselves realized, and you guys might have seen that in your emails, that we had totally dropped off on Google reviews, and everyone helped us get some reviews. And then we got so many reviews that Google hid them. So you don't easily see them now.
Yes.
But yeah,
It's
Google plays games with SEO.
Yeah. And I think I would also suggest that obviously adding your SEO once is great because you already filled that out, but revisiting it and changing things can actually help you again, boost you a little bit more. So I wouldn't say do it like every month or so, but maybe if you notice the way you're working, maybe some type of sessions or classes are working better than others, maybe highlight those. It's easier for people to find, and that's kind of your best selling option as well. Then maybe you have to update that, and it could be in that flow of sometimes this type of session or class is working better, other times it's the other. Obviously, now the holidays are coming up. You might be thinking of a lot of things to trial for this season, or maybe some bundles or things like that. So you might want to change that accordingly as well. And so obviously this is a lot of information kind of condensed into a quick 20 or so minutes so far. We are going to, as we're recording this, we're going to put this up as well, and it's going to be available for everyone to rewatch. And we're also going to include some useful links. For example, the one Sinead just mentioned about the Google business up setup as well, and how to do it. Um, or to be on Google. And then also we have some help articles and also some of the feature videos and product update videos that will work with this as well. So anytime you need to kind of jump back and do this, when you have time for this during this call or after the call, you can always jump there too. We will send out the information about it after this call. So once we obviously have the video uploaded and ready, you'll have access to it as well. And we're hoping that these skill sparks will be this hub of knowledge or education where you can just go to and make your site the best for you, because there are so many features, so many different things that you can do. And our goal is that it's going to help you rather than challenge you like, oh, I'm not sure what to do with this new feature, rather than, okay, I know because there's going to be an educational session, a little skill spark about this, and then you can learn and apply it to your own business as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
this is cool. We're really, really excited about skill spots, and we want to hear from people as well what you want to learn about, because the initial idea from this came from feedback that we were getting and that Esther was getting about building the emails and how to build great emails in OfferingTree. So if there is a feature that you think, gosh, how could we dig a bit deeper into that and use it a little bit better? We want to hear from you on that too as we start moving into these sessions. We're going to do one every month. They're going to be similar in time length. We don't want to take up too much time. We want to deliver it just the accurate tips as they reflect to OfferingTree. And yeah, we're really grateful to Esther for doing this. And we just want to kind of help everyone use the features to the best of their ability. We've dropped a lot this year, especially. There's
Mm.
still a couple of pretty good features coming your way in the next couple of weeks that we're excited about. So, yeah, we want to make sure that everybody's able to make the best of them. And Esther has always been so good at just understanding how to implement them in really, really easy ways, much better than sometimes we can deliver that information.
Well, maybe. Yeah, so if you have any questions or any requests, any part of the software that you're like, oh, I'm not 100% sure how to use this, we'd love to hear it, because we obviously have some ideas for the next couple of sessions, but um, we we obviously want to help you guys where you need the help. So whatever it may be, we're really open to it. Thank you so much for being here. It's been real fun. It was a little nerve-wracking. I don't know if you could hear my voice, but yes. Um, I'm just gonna read this last.
Jessica says, I think just having a consistent short call with a link that's easily accessible and just go over features is great. I want to put a link on my calendar. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
we
So
can.
we are really trying to make sure it's always kind of the same time of the month. So I think we have kind of penciled in for November. I think it's either the 12th or 11th and then the 18th, something like that, because it's a bit tricky with dates because for me it's Wednesday the 15th and many of you probably it's Tuesday the 14th today because I'm in New Zealand and a bit ahead of you guys. And so that's why I think it's around the same time because we're hoping that kind of halfway through the month, by then we would have a few updates. We have the product update email sent out as well. And then you can always find the link there for the next session. And you can save that, sign up the same way you did for this session as well. So we're hoping that it's always sometime the second week of the month. So there's probably, I'd say maybe the 11th of November and then probably the same-ish date in December. So sometime around that time. But obviously, we will always update you guys and you'll get the information in the email, but we're also going to add it to that store item where you can rewatch this and you can sign up right away for the next one.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for being here. And thank you, Esther, for
All
delivering this
right.
as well. And if you didn't think of a question here, and as soon as we end the call, you think of a question, you can always reach us. Uh, Obviously, in the Facebook group, you can tag Esther directly, or we're just behind the veil at hello@email.com. Sorry, hello@offeringtree.com via email if you wanted to contact the team there. You know that Offering Tree always wants the feedback.
Yeah,
And we just want to help you use the software to the best of its ability.
exactly. Well, thank you so much again. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And yeah, with any questions, just shout. We're here to help. And if you have more of a technical issue, then maybe email support rather than hello. But if it's just questions, we're happy to hear them at hello.
Thank
Cool.
you.